Alan Wake is a game where your biggest fears come to life, where every person has a stabbing license, and where you are morally obligated to exterminate the local population. Created by the Finnish equivalent of Hideo Kojima, Sam motherfucking Lake. In this game, you play as Sigmund Frog, who is tasked to fight the supernatural shadow government and their very enthusiastic employees as he goes through the most batshit insane, peaceful vacations known to man. As he writes the new Reddit fanfiction post, he is given the job of fighting and stopping the dark people in a desolate town in bumfuck nowhere. You assume this role to fight the dark presence, a black-coated malevolent supernatural force of evil, to stop them from escaping the United Kingdom dimension. And the best way to confront the dark is with the light of God, and also a gun. But most important than any gun is the protagonist's autistic brain, responsible for 90% of the shit that you fight in the game, and in the process of saving the world, kills more black people than a police officer. Alan Wake is one of the best horror games that I ever played, that is in the same level of horror as Resident Evil 4. And to explain why, we're going mentally insane, so please don't take this as a serious review, because I've been lobotomized by the age of 4 and never recover. So please, watch closely as a mentally unstable moron explain why he thinks this game is gosh damn good.
Я вырежу твоих детей, твою семью сожру.
When's imposter? It's us!
My erectile dysfunction will be cured by your skulls getting crushed under my feet.
I'm a bird! Jesus!
Now, this game is what you usually expect from a third-person shooter, where you are the real danger and everybody near you is just a victim of fate. And accompanying the show is a relatively beautiful and creepy environment that doesn't take a full Bitcoin mining warehouse to render it. In a way, this game was made to run in a Pringles can by today's standards. So, my fellow PC gamer viewer, once you boot up the game, your CPU won't think you're trying to fight the fucking sun. What, did you expect a good optimized game in 2025? Best we can do is 30 FPS on 480p settings. I'm a huge fan of this because this game was coded by a bunch of highly drunk Finnish men, and it still manages to look good and mysterious, giving you the pissing pants feeling that someone is watching you. And 9 times out of 10, you'll be right. Our nightmare takes place in a remote town called Bright Falls, where a bunch of CIA dickheads open a portal to England, and once they realize that we'll have to put some effort into closing the portal, they completely abandon it. This portal is a gateway between our world and the bad dental hygiene. Therefore, your job is to finish what the CIA started. You, an elite writer versus the abyss. Yeah, that seems fair to me. The atmosphere is what makes this game great, and to understand why, we must first acknowledge how this singular man is going toe-to-toe against the supernatural. So now, let me explain how this white boy is doing all of this. Hey everyone, it's me, Alan Wake, and today I'm gonna reduce the global population. Since I already clarified this is a third-person shooter, you can kinda guess what the gameplay is gonna look like. But that's not all. I previously compared this game to Resident Evil and their goofy-ass horror humor thing, but why stop there? Just like in Good Neighbor, we have limited resources, like the lithium battery for the flashlight, the ammo that we use to shoot the civilians, and Alan Wake mental stability. But what about the weapons? Aren't we killing people in this game? Alan Wake's main gun is a 6-round revolver, Red Dead style, that he uses with extreme precision, even though he's just a book writer. The revolver can basically carry you throughout 67% of the enemy encounters, but there's a vast quantity with enemies that are fast as fuck, enemies that are big and strong, and enemies who are both. That's why you need extra equipment when you eventually start getting jumped by 8 enemies at once. You'll need the Anal Blaster 8000. These weapons are the ones that pack a punch, capable of killing even the strongest enemies in 2 shots. And even when that doesn't work, you will get a good amount of get out of jail free cards, like a flare, a flashbang, and a thermonuclear warhead. but nothing comes close when you meet the strongest and dangerous creatures in the entire game. The fucking environment. The dark place wants you dead, and it wants you dead now. They do this by throwing objects at the speed of sound at your neck, and once it hits, you fucking feel it. And the best of all, you can kill them with your gun. Your only form of attack is your limited edition Left 4 Dead 2 flashlight. And don't get me started on the birds. Every single time they show up in the story is to annoy the shit out of you, and that's it. However, what Sam Lake can do is deliver a very interesting story. What are we doing here? Why is there black British people trying to kill me? Why is my fish not eating? All of these questions and more can be answered with the lore. A nightmarish story of a writer and his fetishes. A part of why I enjoyed this game for the first time was the story and why it completely baffled me in a completely different way of what you're thinking. The Dark Place is a place out of bounds, forged out of pure evil, and is trapped by a mysterious Bioshock fan. Their goal is to come into our world and make everyone eat toasted with beans. They manifest into our reality in the form of a god old hag, and our only hope that can fight this evil is a writer who is very good at his job, because once they start to invade our reality, everyone's frontal lobe just shuts down in response, because not a single fucker in this entire story thought of the idea to, I don't know, god the fucking government? 911, what's your emergency? Hello, it's me, Alan Wake, and there's people trying to kill me. Unfortunately, sir, you are in a place where our law enforcement cannot get to you. They are And to make the Dark Place a bit more complicated, we also have the Light, that is in a constant battle against the Dark Place to keep it at bay. This being acts like Jesus, which makes me think that this is God in Alan Wake. The only problem is, he only makes an appearance at the end of the game. The rest of the game? Oh boy. So Alan Wake and his wife go to a small town in bumfuck nowhere. Alan and his wife go to a cabin and everything starts going apeshit. His wife is attacked and he jumps into the river to save her. Next thing you know, he suffers a severe car crash. No, I did not skip anything. Oh boy, a police officer. Surely things will go smooth sailing from here. Looks like the cabin me and my wife were staying somehow disappeared out of existence. In reality, the plot is conveniently simple, and you can summarize it. The entire plot is just one sentence. Husband tries to save his wife and saves the world while doing so. This silly adventure is shared with Alan Wake's best friend, Barry, who is Common Sense, the character, and I fucking love him. I also want to give a quick comment on my other favorite characters, the Asgard brothers, who received such a nickname from me because they have a literal band in-game and IRL. You guys think I'm joking? There is a 90-minute long video on their channel. To finish it off the story, Alan Wake goes headfirst to confront the Dark Place. Alan defeats the Dark Place with 3 flare shots. I wish I was joking when I say this. Alan then jumps into the Dark Place where everything is revealed. Remember that lake house that Alan and his wife were staying? That is the gateway between the Dark Place and our world. And Alan opened it for them. How? By writing. So, bear with me on this one. Alan Wake's wife was kidnapped by the God Hag, and Alan was gaslighted into believing that his wife died. Alan, being trapped in the Dark Place, began writing to bring his wife back, because in the Dark Place, whatever story you write will come true. So for example, let's say I write the SCP-096 fanfic in the Dark Place. Well, there is a white demon running towards me now. At some point, Alan realizes that he's not bringing his wife back. Instead, he's unleashing the Dark Place into the world. So he wrote a story on how he stopped the Dark Place from invading the world. Yeah, ever since the car crash, all of the way here was already been written to happen. Every character death, every event was set up to happen. Which begs the question, did Alan Wake give himself plot armor? Anyways, Alan kills the hag and brings his wife back into the real world, while he stays in the dark world, and we get this finale.
It's not a lake. It's an ocean.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean? Although I had fun while playing the game, the lack of difficulty in some parts, because Jesus Christ, look how many things I have, the story can be a little hit or miss. So I can't really recommend. Wrong! That's right, I'm not done. I still have one more thing to talk about, and that is the special episodes. This is where the game and the story truly reaches their peak. The environment, storytelling, and the levels. The difficulty spike. Alan Wake tripping the fuck out. This DLC is the best, and what made me love Alan Wake is everything I love about the main story and crack it up by 100. All of this to culminate in the return of Alan Wake into the real world. One last challenge for him to overcome. And without giving any context, Barry is the last and real final boss.
Round 1. Fight! Round 2. Fight! Final round. Fight!
So at last, do I recommend the game? Fuck yeah!